Hi everybody, I'm Rebekah Beneteau, founder and pleasure priestess at Pleasure Evolution. I'm your sex, kink, and intimacy coach and the world's foremost authority and somewhat in the shade goddess. Here we go. Foremost authority on cultivating your sexual authenticity so that you can be empowered in the bedroom and beyond. And today we're talking, what are we talking? Well, it's episode 8. Is that possible already? I think it's episode 8 of the Rebekah Beneteau show. Today we're going to talk about bodies and what clothespins have to do with having relationships, and it's just so gorgeous that I had to be outdoors. And I'm using my brand new selfie stick, you guys, but I can see that I got it. Oh my God, there it is. Look at that. There's the sun right there. Okay. All right, I think I got it. I got the place to, I got the sun, I got the place to look. You are looking at my beautiful backyard, you guys, in Asheville. And even though it is February 7th or 8th, oh my God. All right, you're going to understand why I'm so spaced out in a minute, because it's Thursday. It is a Thursday, 5, 12, 11, 10. I think that today is February 8th. All right, and today is Thursday, when usually I release these on a Wednesday. But you see, if I had filmed it yesterday, I would have had to shoot it from bed, which is not really as sexy as it sounds, because my body decided to manifest the symptoms of a cold. It started on Sunday, and there's a lot that I just said in that sentence right there, and it has a lot to do with what today's topic is: bodies, right? So my body manifested the symptoms of a cold. And here it is Thursday, and I'm almost back to full steam. Gotta say, I am feeling great. I am recovering. Part of that is because the minute I get sick, the very first thing I say is, I'm recovering from blah, blah, blah. Because you ever notice how there's always people complaining about how sick they are on Facebook, and they seem to always be sick? Yeah, that's because what you focus on grows, right? So what's happening there is when you say, I have a cold, the universe thinks, oh, she's celebrating. She likes having a cold. Let me give her more colds. Yeah, I'm not too into that. Not interested, thank you. So I immediately say I'm recovering from a cold. And the other thing I do is I don't fight it. I get on board, because agreement is when you ride the horse in the direction it's going. And since my body seemed to want rest and attention and really good treatment, that's what I gave it. See, here's something I got to say that we do from very early on. When you're a little kid, right, and you're like, Mom, I don't want to go to school today. And she's like, you have to go to school today. I have to go to work, you have to go to school, and off you go. But the minute you have a fever or a stomach ache, it's like, oh, sweetheart, get back into bed. Here's juice with a crazy straw. Let's watch cartoons all day and play the game of life, right? So you get your mom's attention, you get to relax, and you basically train your body that the only way it gets a break is if something goes wrong with it. Do you see the fallacy in that logic? Yeah. So what we basically do, so when my kids were little, I allowed them to have calling in well days. And they wouldn't go to school, and we would go and do something fun while we were healthy, so that their bodies didn't have to learn that you had to get sick to slow down. So think of yourself now, and I can totally relate to this because I am a recovering shark. And by shark, I mean I never stopped swimming, because I'm afraid if I stopped, I used to be afraid if I stopped swimming, I would sink, right? So I don't do that anymore. Now, I give myself days off even when I'm not sick. And so you might be thinking, well, then why did you attract the symptoms of the cold/flu that was going around? And I think I was working on overtime. And sometimes I get sick in my body because I'm integrating new energies and new belief systems that have started getting in. Yeah, so that's, oh, sun is moving, and so am I. Okay, there we go. This is actually kind of fun. It's glorious out here. Here, I just gotta take a minute and show you the whole backyard. See, there's the laundry that was the inspiration for, and here's the back of our house. The laundry was the inspiration for what do clothespins have to do with a good sex life and good relationships. I'm gonna talk about that in a little bit. But okay, so where was I? Getting sick. Oh yeah, so sometimes our bodies break down because they want some time to integrate new stuff. It's like the cells of your body are rewriting, and rest is what you actually need. In case you're wondering how I got through this bug that is plaguing people for weeks on end so quickly, number 1 was rest, rest, rest. Number 2 was oscillococcinum. Hey, you guys can send me a check later. And number 3, emergency. You guys can also send me a few free boxes. Love the stuff. Yeah, and the last thing, really important, is that I told my body that it didn't have to be sick. I said, you know, whatever you think that you're creating, I'm going to give you all the rest and attention that you need, and I'm going to pay better attention, and you don't have to get sick for that to happen. And we don't have to stay sick for me to be willing to keep listening to you. So lo and behold, here it is, Thursday, and I'm feeling awesome. How about you? All right, so the other thing I said about my body is manifesting is because, you know, we are composed of a lot of things. You know, mostly we're composed of cells. No, mostly we're composed of atoms whirling around with a lot of space in between. But we can't really cognate that at this point. So we think of ourselves as people. We think of ourselves as a body and a mind and our emotions and our spirits. And that's all true. You know, we are all of those things sort of overlapping, interweaving. But our bodies, our bodies are very wise. And in some ways our bodies have minds of our own, separate from the mind up here that is trying to figure things out. Our mind tells us often that we're hungry. Our mind tells us often that we need things. Our bodies will give us feedback about what it is that they're desiring. And I've talked to you a bunch about bodies because I have a sneaking suspicion that a lot of you out there don't like the body you've got. And you use that as an excuse for judging you and for staying out of relationship, which you say you want, right? A lot of people are like, well, I can't find a boyfriend because they don't like full-figured women. Okay, great. Nice story. Who doesn't like full-figured women? I think it's you. See, here's the thing. When we walk around in the world loving who we are, being willing to be authentic and being in love with it, other people are going to fall in love with it too. And I know I talk about that from an emotional standpoint a lot, you know, finding ourselves right, being willing to let go of all of the judgments we have about who we are supposed to be. Now, I have some very good implant judgments about who I'm supposed to be in my body because I grew up in a family where my father was a compulsive eater and his weight would go from really skinny to really big. And his job seemed to be feeding his addiction to eat. And often I think he used his body as sort of a buffer zone from people getting close to him. My mother's job, on the other hand, was to control my father's eating and everyone else around her. So I got a lot of messages that it's not good to be a big girl, it's not good to gain weight. I didn't really like my body very much. And if I didn't like my body, how could I be trusting and give my surrender and give my love and appreciation to someone who thought my body was great, right? Because we can't ever really believe them when they tell us something that we don't believe ourselves. Yeah. So these last couple of days were a great opportunity for me to go, hey body, what do you need? What do you want? What do you desire and require? Sorry, cancel clear, trying to get the words need and want right out of my vocabulary. What do you desire, body? Let's see. We're going to take a little walk, see if we can't find some. Oh, it's getting even darker over here. Where's the sun, folks? All right. My body wants me to be in more sun so that you can really, oh, God, this is gorgeous. The wind, the breeze just blew through my hair. That was just totally awesome. That's what it means to be really present with your body. It means that when the breeze blows through your hair, you take a second to notice. Wow. That felt really awesome. You know what else would my body would really like right now is a stretch. Okay, cool. So I asked my body at regular intervals, what do you need now? Water. What do you need now? Sleep. What do you need now in terms of drugs or homeopathy or whatever? What do you desire to eat? That was kind of a crazy one because I kept wanting toast, like really good sour bread toast with butter. Not something I generally eat a lot of. I let myself eat it. I've also, the other night, made beet greens sauteed with garlic, and seriously, folks, I was orgasmic. Like, when you put something in your mouth and your whole body goes, ah, yeah. It means that there was probably something in there that was nurturing into your body, and these things can change. It turns out that garlic is actually highly antibiotic, and it's a great thing to eat when you're germy. So the garlic was just like, tasted to me like the best thing I ever ate. I used to have a friend back in the 90s, and she was a fan of instinctive eating. They would actually they'd be blindfolded, and they'd have to smell a bunch of jars or bowls. And they would eat whatever smelled really good to their body. And they would eat only that thing alone until they got some sort of cutoff that let them know that that's not what their body wanted to eat anymore. Now, I'm sure you're thinking, hey, my body wants to eat junk food and Cheetos all the time. How can I trust my body? And I got to tell you, that's not your body. That's your mind. That's your emotions telling you that if you eat that Cheeto, you will feel better, which is not the same as getting close to it, smelling it, touching it, sensing into your body that you already feel better before you even put it in your mouth. Yeah. So, I talk about this a lot. Taking a few moments to check in. And if you haven't watched my other videos here on YouTube, Pleasure Evolution TV, there are a bunch where I talk about tuning into what's my body's yes. Yes always feels more expansive, more light. In me, the whole front of my body opens up. That's my yes. And what's your no feel like? My no is like contracted, constricted. My back, my shoulders tense up, right? So that's how we know these things. Okay, so here's what I want to do. And I just loved on my body. Like I moisturized it. I gave it water. I gave it rest. I gave it touch. I gave it acknowledgement. I gave it gratitude. Right? When's the last time you really got grateful for your body? Your body. I'm going to hold this a little further out so you can see a little bit more of my body, right? So usually what we do is we look in the mirror and we look for the things that we don't like. Oh, gotta pluck the eyebrows. Oh, gotta lose 10 pounds. Oh, this outfit isn't cutting it. When's the last time you looked in the mirror and just looked for what you could appreciate? Huh? So stop the video right now, unless of course you're driving or you're at work and you can't really do this exercise. But if you can, I want to encourage you to stop the video and use this tool, which is to look at yourself in the mirror and only name things that you approve of. Because as I always say, what you focus on grows. If you focus on the negativity about your body, you will hate your body more and more, and you will get more and more things to not approve of, more and more things that trigger your old judgment implants, your judgment BS about what's wrong with you. Folks, nothing's wrong with you. You are beautiful. You are so beautiful. Oh my God, I look at pictures when I was a teenager and I thought I was fat, and I went through a phase when I got to my freshman year of college where I thought I needed to lose weight. I didn't want to get the freshman 10, and I just kept like starving myself. I'd eat like 3 carrots until I finally passed out. Now I was fortunate. I didn't stay with that sort of anorexic behavior, bulimic behavior for very long. But I look at the pictures now and I'm like, what the heck was I thinking? I was beautiful. I was adorable. I would love to have that body again. Yeah. So I want you to stop the video, go to a mirror, and just look for the things that you approve of about yourself. I have to confess, when I first started doing this exercise, the only thing I could find that I approved of about myself were my eyebrows, my hands. I have very pretty long fingers. I thought my toes were pretty cute. My lips. Yeah. I do have great lips. Yeah. I have a great smile. Now I believe it. Before then, I was always, thinking about what would have happened if I'd had braces for longer, yada, yada, yada. But so here's the thing. That's not allowed. All right. So go do your exercise. If you can only find 3 things, do those 3 things, then come back and watch the rest of the video. Do it for as long as you can. Okay, bye. Go do your thing. All right, are you back? Okay, good. Welcome back. I hope you did that exercise with the mirror. And now my suggestion is that you do it again. Do it again next week. Try doing it with your clothes off. Do it frequently until you can look at yourself as the amazing, one-of-a-kind work of art that you are. There is nobody like you. And here's another thing about bodies. The whole thing about what a right-looking body is changes all the time. There is a place in the world or a time in our history when your body was actually the preferred body type. Now that's a mind blow, isn't it? Yep. I mean, if I were to move to Samoa right now, I would probably be too skinny for anyone to want to marry me, because they believe that the bigger you are, the bigger your hips, the more fertile you are. In the 60s, everyone looked like Twiggy, completely flat. Now everybody wants a big butt like Kardashian. Look at the women who, oh my God, women who are built like me, folks. Curvaceous. Size 14, 16. Yep, I'm telling it. All right. Women who look like me in Rubens' era were the preferred models. Trust me, I don't care how big you are, there is somebody out there that wants to bury their face in you. Guys too. There are women who like guys with a belly and hair. There are people who like you when you're tall and skinny. Good Lord, my second husband weighed 135 pounds soaking wet. I thought it was really sexy. Yeah, true confessions. It's one of the things that lights me up, right? So, your body, it's your body. It looks how it looks. And if you really don't feel healthy, let's talk about health for a minute, because that's really more important than what it looks like. If you can't make it up the flight of steps and you want to, what are you willing to do about it? What can you do about it? Because if you find your body right the way it is, and you're willing to have some other things happen for it, what are you willing to change? Because sometimes I think I have a cousin, she runs triathlons. I have so much admiration for her. She's my cousin's wife, actually, if she's watching. David and Jessica, they are amazing, and they both run triathlons. They're mega athletes, and I have so much admiration, and I think, wow, that is so cool. But do I want to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and ride my bike for 10 miles? I don't. See, here's the thing in life. All right, get ready to get your pencils. Here's some pearls of wisdom. You can do anything you want if you're willing to take the consequences. You can eat that cookie. You can eat the whole box if you're willing to have the consequences. And sometimes the consequences are worth it. You just feel like, I want to zone out and eat a box of cookies. Tomorrow I'll get back on the treadmill. That's accepting the consequences, right? You can also have anything you want if you're willing to be the energy and take the actions required to bring that about. There's a reason that some people have millions of dollars and you don't. It's because they're willing to do what it took to build a business that makes millions of dollars. So people that have very fit, physically fit bodies, people that have exercise regimens, They had a level of commitment to that. Are you willing to make that level of commitment to that? Is what you desire worth creating? If it is, then go and make it happen. I happen to have a desire to feel more physically fit. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about it, but I'll keep you posted. I'm sure it'll come up in the videos. The thing about exercise is what lights you up to do. I personally hate lifting weights, but I like yoga, I like dance. Anyway, so there you go. Loving on your body, creating change in your body. And I'm a sex, kink, intimacy, and relationship coach. Why am I talking on that? Because nobody else will love your body more than you do. And if they tell you they love your body and you don't love it, you won't believe them. And the more you don't believe them, they'll get tired of giving you the feedback. See, because more than anything else, we want to love and be loved. People want to contribute to you. And when you can't take a compliment, that is the fastest way to send somebody running, to find someone else who can accept what they have to give, who can graciously receive what they have to give. Oh my God, we're 20 minutes into it already. I'm going to let you think about that one for a minute. I want to talk about clothespins. Because I was hanging the laundry. And I noticed that I got out here and I started to have a concern that I wouldn't have enough clothespins to hang everything up. Okay, so I'm trying to hang things with just one clothespin. How can I conserve clothespins? And then it occurred to me, well, so what if there aren't enough clothespins when you get to the last clothing in the thing? If you need more clothespins, then you can start doubling up. Or you can hang stuff on the line without a clothespin. Or you can take it inside and hang it over the, little stand-up clothes dryer thing that you got. Or bring that thing out here so everything gets that sun-kissed feeling. But you're getting to see my point. I was practicing preemptive scarcity. I was going to start conserving those clothespins preemptively because there weren't going to be enough, according to some idea I had in my head and my eyeballs. And I just said, all right, Rebekah, this is really interesting. How you do anything is how you do everything. So let's act as if there are more than enough clothespins. And I did. And then to make it really fun, at the end, I put 10 clothespins in my pocket. I was getting close to the end. Put 10 clothespins in my pocket, and I decided to repeat my affirmation 10 times, one for each clothespin. And would you believe, not only were there enough clothespins, but I had those 10 were exactly how many I needed to finish hanging the laundry, and I had a couple to spare. I had a few left, actually, in the bag, in the hamper. So there were more than enough clothespins to go around. Okay. What does this have to do with you? You're thinking, I don't even do my own laundry, much less hang it on a clothesline. Well, the idea here is, where in your life are you hoarding something because you're afraid it's going to run out? One of the main places we do this is love, affection, attention. We hoard our love and our attention from other people. We hoard their love and attention because we're afraid it's going to run out. We meet someone and we hang on to them even when they're not the right person from us because we're afraid they're the only one we're going to get. A lot of my clients will talk to me about this. Well, this guy wrote to me, but I'm just not feeling it, but I'm going to go anyway. Honey, if you're not feeling it, cycle back to previous topic. If your body is going at the thought of going out with them, don't go. Because there's another clothespin in the bag. There are many more clothespins. this idea of preemptive scarcity is one that it's, it's really good to just kind of like go, oh, like just notice when you're doing it. Notice where it came from. Whose voice is that? Is that the voice of your mother telling you all the best ones are taken? Take what you can get. Right? Well, honey, you're not the best looking guy. You're not the sharpest tool in the shed. You'll be lucky to find someone. All of those old messages, can we just declare here and now, done, thank you for sharing, get back on the bus? Because they're not relevant. The only reason to keep them is if they serve you. And if you want a relationship and you don't have one, they're not serving you. If you don't wake up every morning in love with yourself and in love with your life, those kinds of beliefs are not serving you. So hey, hang on to them for as long as you want. I'm not here to divorce you from anything that you believe. But if you want something else, I am totally here from you. To make suggestions and tell you what's really true, and it's not a lot of the bullshit stories that other people fed you so that they could control you, because that's how other people controlled them. Huh? I am telling it. See, and here's a really important thing that I told myself about the clothespins, which was I can deal with whatever comes up at the end of this journey. Right? Somewhere along the line, I may run out of clothespins, and there are endless possibilities for how I'm going to solve the problem of how to get my laundry dry. Right? And the same thing is true for you around relationships. You don't have to hoard the ones you have if they're uncomfortable and unworkable. On the other hand, if there's something you really love about them, but it's uncomfortable and unworkable, you could ask yourself what else is possible and who can help me. Like, oh, we know this really great relationship coach, Rebekah, that could possibly take what's going south with us and make it better. Yeah. You don't always need to throw the baby out with the bathwater, but you got to look really clearly at what's going on and what's there. Yeah. The other thing I'm noticing right now, somebody asked me how my love life was. And every time I think that question, I just get this huge smile, which is really unusual for me. Because my love life is spectacular right now. The amount of love I feel for the people in my life and the amount of love that I'm capable of receiving from the people in my life has expanded a lot. And to answer your question, no, there isn't one special person in my bed. There actually aren't anybody inhabiting my bed right now, but a lot of people inhabiting my life, people with whom I have tantric and sensual connection with, so that part of me gets fed. But my capacity to love and be loved has just expanded so much by not having one special person that I needed to get it from or give it to. Kind of like the clothespins. More is possible when you let more be possible. Like, how many people, if you don't have anyone special in your life right now, and I know Valentine's Day is coming up, and that's going to be like next week's show, poof on Valentine's Day, Hallmark created Holiday about a saint who I think died in jail, but more on that next week. Here's the thing. Love is always present. Always present, always available for you in what you can find within you to share with other people. And in what you are willing to receive from other people and go, oh my God, that's love. I feel so loved by that. I feel loved when somebody cooks for me. I feel loved when any one of my I call them my gay husbands, when any of my husbands comes and picks me up and drives me to a function. Heck, I don't have a dryer, and when it was really cold, I would go to my friend's and use his dryer, fold laundry together. It's awesome, right? So, what am I going to leave you with, guys? The fact that you're beautiful, that you're amazing, that you can listen to your body, and that what your body wants to do is share love, and it wants to share love in physical ways. So get out of your head, down into your body, and ask your body, what would be fun for you to do today? Who do you want to spend today with? And what do you want to do with them? And what do you want to eat? And how much rest do you need? Self-love is where it starts, ladies and gentlemen. So, enough for me for the week. This has been the Rebekah Beneteau Show from Pleasure Evolution, where your pleasure is my passion. Right. So, until next time, may your life be ever expanding, ever joyful, and the sex really juicy. Bye-bye.